Sister smiled at my engagement party, then tried to ruin my life. I never thought I'd be one of those people posting a long, messy family story on Reddit. I used to read these late at night, shaking my head and thinking, at least my family isn't that bad. Turns out, denial is a powerful thing. This is the story of how my sister's jealousy slowly unraveled, and how I finally accepted that love doesn't always mean loyalty. Growing up, my sister Lily and I were inseparable, at least on the surface. She's 2 years older than me, smarter, louder, and always the center of attention. Teachers adored her, relatives praised her, and strangers remembered her name. I was the quiet one, the sweet one, the one people forgot 5 minutes after meeting. When we were kids, Lily decided what we played, what we wore, and who we were friends with. If I resisted, she'd laugh and say, "Relax. I'm just helping you," and I believed her. I didn't know back then that help can sometimes be control wearing a friendly mask. The jealousy didn't show itself outright when we were younger. It hid behind sarcasm and competition. If I got an A, she got an A+. If someone complimented my dress, she'd point out how it looked better on her. If I cried, she told me I was dramatic. Our parents brushed it off as sibling rivalry. I learned to shrink myself to keep the peace. Things changed when we became adults. Lily stayed in our hometown, married her high school boyfriend, and settled into a life that looked perfect on Facebook. I moved away, went to college, struggled, failed, tried again, and eventually built a life I was proud of. I didn't post much online. I didn't talk about my accomplishments. I didn't think I had to. The first crack appeared when I got my job. It wasn't glamorous, but it was stable, well-paying, and something I worked hard for. At a family dinner, my mom mentioned it casually. Lily's smile froze. "Oh," she said, "that's nice." I didn't realize they hired people without connections. The table went quiet. I laughed it off like I always did. But later that night, she cornered me in the kitchen. "Just don't forget where you came from," she said, sipping her wine. "People like you tend to get a little full of themselves." I didn't understand what she meant. I wish I had. Then I met Adam. Adam was kind, in a way that felt unreal. He listened, remembered small details, and never made me feel like I was taking up too much space. When I told my family about him, Lily was overly enthusiastic. She asked for pictures, stalked his social media, and insisted on meeting him immediately. When she finally did, she laughed too loudly at his jokes and touched his arm a little too often. I noticed. Adam noticed too. "She seems intense," he said afterward, trying to be polite. "That's just Lily," I replied automatically. We dated for 2 years before he proposed. The engagement party was held at my parents' house. Lily arrived late, wearing a white dress that looked suspiciously bridal. She hugged me tightly and whispered, "I'm so happy for you," but her voice sounded strained, like she was forcing each word through clenched teeth. Halfway through the night, she tapped her glass for attention. "I just want to say," she began, swaying slightly, "that it's so inspiring to see my little sister finally settle down. I always worried she'd end up alone." Laughter rippled awkwardly through the room. Adam squeezed my hand. I felt my face burn, but I smiled. Again, that night, after everyone left, my mom pulled me aside. "Your sister's just having a hard time," she said gently. "Marriage isn't easy." I wanted to scream that neither was being constantly belittled. Instead, I nodded. The real nightmare started a month later. I began receiving anonymous messages on social media. Screenshots of texts I'd never sent. Accusations that I was cheating on. Adam claims that I'd talked badly about his family. At first, I thought it was a scam. Then Adam received messages too. Someone sent him a fake email account with my name, confessing to an affair. The details were disturbingly specific places I actually went. Coworkers I actually had. It was someone who knew my life. Adam showed me the messages. His face pale. "I didn't believe it," he said quickly. "But I needed to tell you." I was shaking. We went through everything together, line by line. The email wasn't mine. The writing style wasn't mine. But doubt has a way of creeping in, even when logic says it shouldn't. The messages kept coming. To my friends. To my coworkers. Someone even emailed my boss, implying I was unstable and unprofessional. HR called me in for a wellness check. I cried in the bathroom afterward, humiliated and furious. The breaking point came when my mom called me, her voice trembling. "Is there something you need to tell us?" she asked. I felt sick. "What do you mean?" "Lily showed us messages," she said. "She says you've been lying to everyone." Everything clicked. The timing, the access, the way the lies were tailored perfectly to hurt me. I confronted Lily at her house the next day. She didn't even deny it at first. She just stared at me, arms crossed, eyes cold. "You've changed," she said. "You think you're better than us now?" "I just wanted a life," I replied, my voice breaking. "Why would you do this?" She laughed, sharp and bitter. "Because you don't deserve it. You always let people walk all over you, and suddenly you're engaged, successful, happy. It's not fair." "Fair?" I repeated. "You're married. You have everything." She slammed her hand on the table. "You have him," she snapped. "You have their approval. You have the life I was supposed to have." That was the moment I realized this was never about love. It was about ownership. I recorded the rest of the conversation on my phone. I showed Adam. I showed my parents. I showed the messages, the fake accounts, the proof I'd slowly gathered. The silence afterward was devastating. My parents were heartbroken. My mom cried. My dad looked older than I'd ever seen him. Lily doubled down. She claimed I manipulated her. That I edited the recording. That Adam brainwashed me. When that didn't work, she blamed stress, alcohol, depression. I didn't care anymore. I blocked her on everything. I filed a police report for harassment. I warned my workplace. Slowly, painfully. The lies unraveled. Adam stood by me through all of it. We still got married, though the guest list was smaller. Lily wasn't there. Sometimes I miss the sister I thought I had. I miss the version of her I invented to survive childhood. But I don't miss the fear. I don't miss shrinking myself so she could feel tall. Jealousy doesn't always scream. Sometimes it smiles, hugs you, and waits for the right moment to strike. If you're reading this and something feels off with someone who claims to love, you listen to that feeling. I wish I had sooner.